Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Independence City Council. It's Tuesday, June 27th at 7:30 in the evening. Thanks everybody for being here. Let the record show that councilors are all here. And thank you very much to staff for giving us the iPad training. We're really excited about that because it'll give us an opportunity to work electronically, saving some staff time and lots of paper over the coming year when you have packets that are, like this packet is only 65 pages. It adds up after a while, so thank you very much. Council members, you have minutes from June 13th in your packet. Does it meet with your approval? Is that a motion? Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Under public comment, anybody have desire to rush to the microphone and make a public comment? I see no one rushing to the microphone, so we're going to continue moving forward. I think I get to do an oath of office, and I think I have somebody that's going to make some preparatory comments. Is that correct? Please. Good evening and welcome to council.
Good evening, Mayor, City Councilors. I realized when I got here I had an opportunity to meet all of you. So my name is Lyle Gilbert, and I'm a patrol sergeant with the City of Independence. 15 years ago, I actually started my career with the City of Independence as a reserve officer. And tonight I have the privilege of introducing our newest reserve officer, Larry Sykes. Larry, going to come up here? Make him stand here and get uncomfortable when I talk about him. So a few things about Larry. Larry grew up in Pendleton, Oregon. He's been married to his wife Tiffany for 25 years. He has 4 children. He was 30, 23, 22, and 20. You may recognize him. He's a local business owner. He owns Mumbo's out of Monmouth. He's owned and operated that business for the past 8 years. I met Larry early last year. One day we were talking after doing a workout together, and he started telling me about how he had applied actually with the Stockton Police Department in California back in like 1989. Turns out that he went through the testing and was on his way moving to Oregon when he got a call for an oral board interview, which he didn't turn around and take. And pretty much that ended his pursuit of his law enforcement career, and he ended up having his own business, and that's where he is today. So, in speaking to him and having known him for a little while, he seemed like he'd be a good fit for the Independence Police Department as a reserve, and I explained our reserve program. Didn't seem real interested in the beginning, but a little while later I got a phone call from Larry asking for a meeting to discuss the reserve program further. One thing led to another, and Larry's hired as a reserve in October of last year. He attended the Mid-Valley Reserve Training Academy, which required his attendance every Wednesday night and Thursday night for up to 4 hours a night, plus almost every Saturday for 6 months. He graduated, sorry, I lost my space here. It was in May. Graduated in May, did very well. Now he's been assigned with a field training officer with Independence, and hopefully within the next couple of days he'll be in uniform all the time and out serving the community of Independence. With that, Mayor, I'd like you can take over and you're
okay. I enjoyed this opportunity to swear you in. If you'll step forward here, raise your right hand. I, say your name.
Larry Sykes.
Have been duly appointed by the Chief of Police.
Have been duly appointed by the Chief of Police.
Say an oath.
Say an oath.
That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
The state of Oregon.
The state of Oregon.
And the charter and ordinances of the City of Independence.
And the charter and ordinances of the City of Independence.
And that I will perform the duties of the office of police officer.
I will perform the duties of the office of police officer.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and welcome. We can go ahead and have the whole, come on up, we'll do the picture thing. Family, come on up here. Karen, I'm gonna give you this so you can get the signatures. Officer, you have to sign too. Everybody gets to come up. Come on, this is a photo opportunity. This goes in the album. There you go.
Here, you can stand with Mayor.
Everybody. Congratulations, glad to have you on board. Thank you. Okay, thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you. Right.
Wow, Larry, just in time for Western Days.
One more body.
And let us not believe that that is by happenstance. Thank you very much. Let's continue. We have a lot of stuff to do tonight, council members, so I'm going to kind of keep us moving promptly forward. Mr. City Manager, I think you have a report for us this evening. Excuse me? Did I forget something here?
Council liaison?
I had City Manager report first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On the agenda, you made the agenda for me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Did you want to reverse that?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
So I'm cognizant that you said we were in a rush.
Not a rush, but you know.
Okay, perfect. Let's see, Kathy, you're going to be talking about Council Heritage during your report.
Oh, I wasn't scheduled for a report, but I can do that.
During the council liaison, maybe you can
Jump in.
share where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a couple things. The finance portal, one of the things that we talked about in the strategic plan, it should be launched this August. So that'll be an opportunity to look at, basically a dashboard approach to how the city's finances are, and dive into as much detail pretty much as you'll want to. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to be as surprised as you are come that time, but I'm getting nothing but glowing reports. Reminder that and it seems early, but we need to sort of remind you early, the League of Cities, their annual conference is coming up in September 28th to 30th, through the 30th at Portland, the DoubleTree. We would like to get your interest and registrations in early because hotel rooms are always at a premium there. They've changed their procedure this year, so we think it'll be a little bit less of a mad scramble. But that said, Karen would love to get your information as soon as possible if you are interested in attending. The mayor has already indicated his interest.
Right, and I hope that if you can at all attend, it is very, very helpful. Mayors and city council members and people from all over the state, I think it's well worth it.
Okay. One announcement from the community engagement officer working with the school district. They have set up a week of coding for kids for a kid classified a United Way grant that we received, which will provide a 1-week course for Latino elementary school kids this summer. They'll work together with the summer school kids from the school district. So that's an opportunity, thanks to Robio's work in United Way and the school district, all three of them coming together for that program. Quick update on Independence Landing in terms of construction. You can see that they've started doing some of the flat work, the concrete work out there. They are preparing Main Street here for sidewalks tomorrow. We're all going to breathe a sigh of relief to see that finally get done. That took a little longer than we'd hoped it would. So, but that work will get done. Should be finished tomorrow. It's all prepped today. They'll have to come back and do a little bit of touch up. One of the Pacific Power has not been terribly helpful in getting some of their poles out of there. So that'll be a later date. Then they'll just button it up until after the 4th and then come back and do some more work through July and into August and September for the wrap up of the project work. So, but they're doing very good work. We're just wishing some things would go a little faster, as we've said before. I don't know if anybody else is reporting on this or not, but I know the Western Days Commission is recommending a change to Independence Days on the upcoming event this weekend. So I don't know if they're coming forward to you. We'll coordinate with them, but that's probably a change that requires some ordinance or something. Karen, maybe everybody's looking at
What kind of change?
the name from Western Days to Independence Days.
But that won't be for this year, it'll be for next year.
Correct.
Certainly not this year. No. A little late to get
It'd
the
be nice if there was a
market.
banner that made the introduction.
They're making the banners that will say Independence
Oh,
Day.
good.
Okay, so I don't know if I jumped the gun on somebody else's presentation.
No, I'm not.
Okay. I don't know a lot about it. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. So, fine. That's good. Okay. As you can see, we're spending some time. I've been spending some time in making the transition for our new public works director. As you can see, the outgoing public works director has already abandoned his seat a couple days ago. Looking for all the world like a citizen. See what we can do about that. Keep working anyway for a couple of days. We've received a proposal to do some architectural review of the old city hall in light of a proposal we have to look at it as a heritage museum. So we will get that work commissioned probably after the 1st. It's pretty reasonable. Get some pricing out and see if people are interested in pursuing that approach. So that'll be coming. And then finally, we are meeting, Gloria and myself and Mike and a couple others will be meeting to look at the sewer financing package that we're going to put together. That again is scheduled for this year. We didn't get a grant that we were hoping for, but we think we have some other very attractive resources available to us. So we're going to meet tomorrow, put that together, and then come back to you with a proposal for financing that project, as well as start to work soon on the rate study to pay the bill. So that's coming. That's all I have for the evening. If you have questions.
Councilor Day?
Grant for the landing park, I saw on the IO or whatever you call it, that was approved.
I don't have Sean here. It was destined to be fully approved, and we think it will be fully approved. I think we were down to the sort of the courtesy steps, but I think the hard work of of rating the projects and ranking the projects, I think it's done. So I think it's a little bit pro forma at this point. I do want to add, I left an item off the agenda. We've been working closely with Representative Paul Evans as well. The mayor has, Sean has, and we think there's a reason. He's worked very hard to try and get us some extra funds towards that project. I don't know if it'll succeed or not, but his work alone has been, really, we're very gratified for the hard effort he's putting into it.
Toward the park project?
Yeah, the riverfront park. So Mary, you may know more about that. You want to share? Or?
The legislature's in its final days. Who knows what happens?
Yeah, no promises. It's just that he's working that hard on our behalf. It's really, we're glad for that.
Great. Please.
One question, please. On the Independence Landing project, I heard you say the sidewalks will be in by the 4th, correct?
These sidewalks out front here, the sidewalks in front Mechanical will wait until after the 4th.
Okay. And that is work that is being done on infrastructure, correct?
Yes.
Is Tocola also working on things at the same time, or are they waiting for the infrastructure to be done?
They're not waiting on the infrastructure. We're all waiting on the final approvals from the state on the from the Bureau of Land Industries on their pre-certification of the project. Once that's done, that kicks off their work. So Tocola is on a totally separate path. Their path has nothing to do with the infrastructure path.
I know that. I just was wondering what the sequence of things would be.
Yeah. So again, and so people know that the clock doesn't toll for Tocola to begin its work until that certification has come back to us. So they can't do anything other than spend money that in a very uncertain environment before that.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm going to go to council liaison reports. Councilor Linscott, do you have anything to report from the library board?
We didn't have our meeting Monday because there was a special project going on. But we have the calendar and it's full of things to do every single day. And the summer reading signed up again on June the 9th. And every Saturday they have the Solar Saturdays, celebrate the upcoming eclipse with a series of solar art activities for all age kids and kids to adults. And it's a grant from the Polk County Culture Coalition. And
Good.
what's it stuff? Go to the library. We'll find out.
Great. And since you're already to the school, do you have anything you'd like to add on Winnipeg?
Yeah, Marshall is our president, and Steve, the mayor, is helping us with the policies and procedures. And because we're going to be pretty soon, probably by next month, we'll be a 501c organization. And Deborah Rasilli has accepted the position of the Community Access Coordinator, and she is great. She is keeping up with the MCC and ICC, whatever that is, and school board meetings up to date. And she's got the new our town's videos for June and the charter update. And here, Steve, is really helping us. I mean, he's really great. And I'm learning a lot. That's about it.
Great, thank you. Councilor Morton, the museum board?
Yes, I've been attending the museum board meetings for the last 3 months, and there's a lot of excitement about the possibility of the museum moving down to the old city hall. There is also an unusual situation there, which Dennis Everly has pointed out several times, that he was in at the beginning of the museum, and they were begging for donations. And is that accessions for accessions? So now they have so much and so much volume, they are looking at things to de-accession. And that is quite a process, because you have to get a hold of the original donor and see if they want it back for their family members, and if they are gone, get a hold of the family members or the family members' children, or unto the I don't know what number generation. But it is a unique thing that a museum that was started here a number of decades ago is now to the point of having too much stuff, and moving to a larger facility would certainly assist with that.
Thank you, appreciate it. Councilor Willis?
So I shared a little bit last meeting that Hoppin Heritage was struggling just a bit with volunteers and some sponsors. So we met this last week, and as a body actually decided to take a 1-year hiatus. That one of the difficulties we're coming up against is with all the events surrounding Indigo's Dark, the Eclipse, that sponsorships are kind of lean. People seem to be putting their sponsorship dollars towards Indigo's Dark, which is great news for that event. So we're going to take this year off, and then early next year we'll begin regrouping and reformulating. And in the meantime, we're rounding up some willing bodies to come and help us out. So if you know anybody, let us know.
I have a question. Will there be an announcement of that sort on Facebook or some other way?
There will. Phil's going to take care of that. He did our website, so there will be announcements on the website, and Facebook, all of that. So, and then we're taking care of the details. We're funding a few vendors and that sort of thing. So.
Great. I think it's a smart move, especially in light of all the stuff going on this year.
I think so.
And I think with what's going to be coming up in the coming year, I think it makes a nice transition. So
It does.
I really think it makes good. Okay, continuing forward, we have some recognition to do. And we have a resolution on page 9 recognizing the outstanding work of Mike Danko. What I'd like, and Ms. Karen, are you carrying this, or?
Would you like me to read this for the record?
Sure.
Resolution number 07-1458. Whereas the City Council of the City of Independence from time to time commends various people for outstanding services to the city, and whereas Michael Danko began his service to the city as Community Development Technician in June 1990, and with several promotions eventually serving as the city's combined Public Works Director and Community Development Director. And whereas Michael Danko has continually worked for the betterment of our community by providing oversight to the creation of master plans, updates to the city's comprehensive plan, the downtown improvement plan, and other projects too numerous to list, but which will influence and shape Independence for years to come. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved by the City of Independence as follows. Section 1. Let it be known to all citizens that Michael Danko has done his utmost to serve the City of Independence since June 7, 1990, and has faithfully served its citizens. Section 2. That he has executed the duties and responsibilities of the position with excellence and dedication, and the same is greatly appreciated by the mayor, city council, city staff, and the citizens of the community. Done this 27th day of June, 2017.
What I'd like is, if I could get a motion in a second, then I have some comments to make, and I'm sure some other people would like to make some comments in the discussion section before we make a vote, and then I have some things that we'd like to pass on.
I move to approve Resolution 07-1458 1458 commemorating Michael Danko.
Second?
And I have a motion and a second. So under discussion, I get to say nice things about a man who has made a huge impact on our community. 27 years, come to work every day and help make our community better. I had staff put together a list of some of the things that he did, and I get tired. He's done 2 park and open space master plans. You know, and master plans, as you know, they don't just sit on the shelf here, they actually happen. And that really makes a difference in the fact that we've had plans have opened the doors in so many, many ways. There's a stormwater master plan, wastewater master plan, sewer facility master plans, more water master plans, a downtown development plan, an independence bicycle plan, a transportation systems plan, updating the city's comprehensive land use plans numerous times, important updates in the development code. You know, for a number of years, many of you may not remember, there weren't sidewalks along all of Monmouth Street. But because he has a customer service attitude and got to know people, he made things happen. And it was one of the first things I got to be involved with. We even had a ribbon cutting for some sidewalk, and the little ladies of the senior center did milk and cookies. And he set it up in such a way that when they were over there, and Barbara Martin, who many of you knew when she was alive, thanked them, and they said if you could ever do anything else, and she said, could you pay for the other side of the street? And Mike made that happen. He made the amphitheater happen, the downtown streetscape, the Veterans Memorial, was involved with the new library, the railroad improvements on 2nd Street. Let me tell you that those are huge, and that's about relationships. That's about relationships and good old-fashioned hard work.
And no, I gotta keep secrets.
The new City Hall was very much the relocation of the boat ramp, the Independence Sports Park. You know, not to mention all the developers he's worked with, the numerous subdivisions. You know, we're a city of 9,250 now. When Mike first started, we were under 5,000. And
4,025.
Come again?
4,025.
4,025. That's a lot of growth. And so, and I want to also say, Mike has been a professional to work with. His vision and knowing what the right people to bring in to help us move forward. As I wrote in the card, that you'll get later, that the kinds of things that you have helped do with the staff that's here and staff previously and citizens, it's not just something that's a year or 2. This is something that's going to be not just my son's generation, not my grandson's generation, but after that. You've changed the face of our community for the better, and it will be reflected for hundreds and hundreds of years. So from myself, I want to say a huge thank you. I won't do the hug ribbon. But those are any comments. And if anybody else would like to add any comments, this would be an appropriate moment.
I call for the question and a standing ovation for Mike.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed? So now, I get to give out goodies. Come on up, Mike. Mike hates this, by the way, and I know he did. He's here tonight as a personal favor to so many of us. And Mike, this is we didn't want to get you just a little plaque, and so because of what we got a better plaque. It's on stone, and because the things that you've done for us and for this community are going to last a long time, just like this stone. And so if you'll turn that way, we can have a picture. And then, great. And we have another little bit. I'll hold that for you, because I can give it to Karen. See, I learned this. We have something special in here for you to open, and you can just pull that out. It's safe. Trust me.
More or less.
It's a little package. There you go. Council hasn't seen this yet.
Wow, it's size up.
Take a look.
Take it, open it up.
Wow, nice.
Mike is a collector of knives. And so this is a fancy knife that is engraved with City of Independence
I
logo.
didn't know they did that, that's great.
Thanks. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
I'll wait till it puts the next
Yeah,
one.
put this one forward, buddy. Thank you.
I don't know if our newer council members know, but the old city logo, Mike designed that, so.
Thank you so much.
Now he's retiring it.
Yes. Good timing. Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you very much. Okay, let me. Okay, Mr. Klein, I think you have the next piece.
My fancy the iPad version of the agenda for this one. So you have in your agenda packet the staff report for the proposed adoption of the 2017 strategic plan. You have the latest draft, and I believe it's the complete draft of what we've been working on together now for quite some time. I think it incorporates all your changes. There may be a few typos that got corrected, but otherwise it's pretty much in substance everything that you have already seen with precious few changes. So at this point, I think it's in front of you for your consideration to either adopt, send it back to us for further work, or say the heck with it. So, it was a great exercise, but what the heck? I'm anticipating that won't be your choice.
Does it look okay to folks?
I just have a couple of things and.
Really?
Really, I know it's amazing.
Actually, you're taking notes, Ken.
I was looking at some of the goals, and thank you for putting the full grid in that we had before. Do we have a portable and virtual table display ready yet, or are we still looking at doing that?
That's still in the.
Okay.
Still in the.
And are you writing, create a community headline tool to address popular concerns?
So that is in there. I believe that was a staff. It was a staff modification. Because I think last time it came across as a community newsletter. And I think what we did is we wanted to modify that to say that that really isn't necessarily the best way to communicate anymore. So we're looking at, we're just saying a community communication tool.
Okay, thank you.
Set of tools.
And then, of course, the goal that's closest to my heart is number 6. And I would really, we discussed the all hands meeting, and especially now that we have a new school superintendent on board who has an interest in doing that ought to be a goal that at least we pick up in 18 and maybe continue beyond that. And I'm also pleased to see that in 2018, there is a check mark under joint meetings, because I think that's something that's important as well. Joint meetings being a meeting between both Monmouth and Independence Council, which we know we have a DMZ to go to.
We have a way to do that, yeah.
So, based on your answers to those questions and a couple of things I want to bring up under budget, but don't necessarily pertain to this as a strategic plan, I would be ready to make a motion.
Does anybody else have any other comments? So go ahead and make the motion.
I move to adopt the 2017 strategic plan as presented.
Second.
Motion second, discussion. We've all seen this before, so all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's get into the page 35. Ms. Bush, I think it's your turn. Supplemental budgets. Mr. Klein, did you want to make mention before Ms. Bush speaks about the document that we were provided?
I was going to talk about that.
Okay, if I,
Sorry.
okay, Never mind, please go forward.
Yeah, he had asked me.
Okay.
So, I gave you a copy of the letter we received yesterday. We received for the second year in a row now, and the second time ever, our award in financial reporting. And so this is the certificate here. It's quite an honor to have received it. The staff has done a lot of work, and I thank them for getting us to this point. So it's really exciting to me that we've been able to achieve that award.
Well, on behalf of the council and the city, I want to congratulate you and all the staff that helped for this with the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. It's a real feather in our community's cap for that. And I know that your leadership has made a huge difference to that. So appropriate hugs and appropriate kisses from along the way.
I just want to echo, I'm extremely proud of our financial department and our entire team that was able to make this possible. It really is it's not a unique offer, not a unique award in the state. There are a number of communities that have it, but it certainly isn't an overwhelming number. Gloria has led a financial team, to really a level of excellence we haven't seen, and reliability in our finances that we haven't seen. So I'm just really proud, and tremendous job, Gloria.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So I believe we start with the supplemental budget, and you have my memo on that. Basically, the supplemental budget, the first resolution there that adopts and appropriates the funds, that particular one is to increase the transfers to our tourism and events fund and move the salaries and benefits for our parks and events coordinator from the administration department of the general fund. So that was a big portion of that. The other part, the bulk of the supplemental budget is to adopt the funds, or a portion of the funds from the water revenue bonds, and to, because we had not appropriated to cover the financing portion, the cost of the financing of those, the closing costs, basically, for that, for those bonds. And then also, we had not anticipated having to have debt service on those bonds ahead of the completion of the projects. So you see on the resolution under the water fund there, the debt service for $445,000. That is also a part of it. When another part of this supplemental budget is when the original budget was adopted, the resolution did not appropriate properly some of the expenditures that were, you adopted the budget, but the resolution didn't properly categorize those appropriations. So this takes care of that too. This was, according to our auditors, what we needed to do to make it right.
So moving it from one fund, moving things back and forth to put them in the right place.
Right,
okay.
Yes.
And we do this every year.
Yes. So the supplemental budget, that resolution, and in order to adopt that one, it requires a public hearing, so we need to open a public hearing.
And we'll do that. Are there questions at the moment on the supplemental budget on page 35 through 37. Is everybody okay with this? Any questions? Okay,
I just,
please do.
Was curious, in the original water fund bond terms, there was no mention of a debt service payment in this fiscal year.
I hadn't anticipated that much of, for that.
So it came in larger than you thought it would be.
Right, and in addition, it was kind of a twofold thing. The not anticipating that debt service and incorrectly appropriating in the original resolution.
Okay, I hear no more questions from council. Is there anybody in the public that wishes to, I will open a public hearing. Does anybody have anything they need to say related to the supplemental budget at this time? I see no one stepping to the podium, and so I'm going to close the public hearing without objection. Anything else anybody needs to do related to the supplemental budget? This is an action item.
I move to approve resolution number 17-1452.
I have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
I move.
Excuse me. Okay.
I move to approve resolution number 17-145.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion related to this matter? Everybody okay? Everybody knows what we're doing?
This is transfer of funds, transfer between funds.
Right, this one is, it doesn't adopt any new spending or appropriate any new spending. It's just taking what had been budgeted in one category and moving it to another, so.
Okay, I have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we're on to the regular 2017-18 budget.
Please.
So I really don't have anything to add to my memo other than to highlight that we did do those changes that were approved by the budget committee. And so those have been incorporated. I realize you didn't have much time with the revised budget book. In that revised budget book, you'll see where I changed it so we have the supplemental budget in the final budget column, and then the approved budget as approved by the budget committee, and it incorporates those changes. I do have those if you want a reminder.
As council members, as you recall, we in the budget committee went through the whole book and spent several days doing that. And so so the TV audience knows that there's been considerable time spent with the Citizen Budget Committee and others. Are there questions for Ms. Butch related to the budget, the document? We all okay? If someone, please do. I was trying to put pause there because I thought you were.
Sorry, I was forming a question.
Okay.
I was just thinking, I was at our sister city a week ago tonight, listening to them go through the same thing. And so this is interesting, all the different parts and pieces of the things you must pass in order to pass a full budget. I wanted to make a couple of public comments about budget, and that is essentially that we as a city have not been supporting the Monmouth Independence Chamber of Commerce, and I think that ought to be on a future agenda to look at that, because that is a joint project between two cities, and that's part of our strategic goals, is to approve the things that assist in relationship between the cities. And I think it makes a poor statement if we as a city do not support the Chamber of Commerce or the Visitor Center beyond our membership. That's my opinion.
What's your definition of support?
Several years ago, when the Visitor Center was opened, the cities got together and pledged some annual support for them. It's a 501c6 organization. And it was to jointly be able to have a visitor center that would serve both communities, which otherwise we do not have. And
Is that the one up on 99?
on 99. And the City of Monmouth still supports that. The City of Independence chose not to. And like I said, I think it makes a poor statement when we don't support our own chamber and visitor center.
Well, it makes a poor statement when our chamber doesn't have a space in our town.
That's been an argument since the beginning of time, and it's been in our town and it's been in the other town. And this
It's
is
in both. I can understand it being in both.
Let's have this discussion off-site because I have lots to say.
I think that would be, we can have a further discussion at another time.
Yes, I just wanted to get it out of the record that needs to be discussed again.
Okay,
I
so,
think it's a good idea because, you know, we work together.
okay.
So,
If there are-
just a reminder that we need.
I will. So are there any more questions for staff at the moment? Without hearing any more questions for staff, I'm going to open a public hearing. Does anybody have anything to say about the city budget at this point? I see no one stepping to the podium, so without objection, I'm going to close the public hearing. Now, is there, do we need to do this in any order? Help walk me through, because I see the motions in front of us here, and you just want me to just go through as listed?
Yeah, yes,
Okay,
please.
on page 42 of 64, because it's listed one way on the agenda, one way here, so, and we have a number of different resolutions that we need to pass here, so if someone would start
I'm
us,
happy
please.
to start.
Okay,
I move to approve resolution number 17-1457, a resolution adopting the City of Independence budget for fiscal year 2017-18 in the sum of $28,694,715. To approve appropriations in the amount of $28,602,231. To impose the ad valorem property taxes for 2017-18 at the rate of 4.5897 per thousand of assessed value for the permanent rate and in the amount of $423,045 for debt service of the general obligation bonds and to categorize the taxes.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. Is there discussion? As I said, we've already looked at all this for quite a while. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. And so we need to move on to the next one. Go ahead.
I move to approve resolution number 17-1456, a resolution to approve interfunds loans for fiscal year 2017 through 2018.
I have a motion and a second by Tom. Is there further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Somebody else would like to do the next one?
I move to approve resolution number 17-1454, a resolution to elect to receive state revenues for fiscal year 2017-18.
Second, always my favorite one.
Yes. I have a motion and a second. Karen, did I need to have a public hearing on that one?
Yes, but you did.
I covered them all with the other
that
one.
budget,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you. It's always amazing that we have to vote to accept.
To accept money?
Yeah, I get it. Okay, I think we're all in favor of that one. So I've had a motion, second, discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Now we will come back to the final one. Is this the urban rural district one? We'll come back to that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. And we'll, okay. And so we are on to page 51, workers' compensation coverage.
So if I may interrupt,
Please.
I had another item that I
Did
would
I
like
miss?
to share with with council.
Go ahead.
We have received refunding opportunity from the underwriter, D.A. Davidson, to, it's another opportunity, this time would be to refund the rest of the ICC bonds that we had refunded a year ago, and then also a portion of the two 2010s MyNet bonds, both A and B. There's a tax exempt one and taxable bonds. For the savings on these would be approximately $500,000 for the life of the bonds. For MyNet, that means about $264,000 savings. I have tried to contact MyNet, their finance person. There was prior, we had tried to work on doing a refunding of those MyNet bonds a while back, and there was some due diligence problems that they were having to get through. And so we left that and just went ahead with the refunding of our ICC bonds. And I believe MyNet has finished through that due diligence problem that they were having. I haven't confirmed that for sure. But it would be a great opportunity if they have. And then also, I wanted to let you know that the City of Monmouth, their finance director, they're without a finance director right now. So I reached out to the city manager there, and because they were given this opportunity to refund their portion too. And so it sounds like I've offered my assistance in helping them get through the preliminary offering statement and all of that. That's really the hard work of it.
Great.
And so it looks like we can do this in partnership with them.
Wonderful, everybody saves money.
Yes, yeah.
What's it cost up front?
There is no upfront costs. The costs are incorporated into the whole refunding, yes.
Principal gets paid.
Right.
It's a success fee. It's a success fee, and no fees are due unless the actual bond is sold.
Right. We don't have any upfront costs at all. We have bond attorneys, the underwriters, and our financial advisors, but none of them will charge us unless it closes.
Except for the rating agency, we will.
Yes, the rating agency does charge, but that would be the only cost if the only upfront cost or out-of-pocket cost if it didn't refund.
So,
And those savings that she described to you are net of those costs.
Yes.
okay, so we don't have to do anything, we're just being informed.
Right. We just wanted to kind of get an idea of if you're interested, we'll pursue it further, and then we'll be coming back to you with the resolution to be able to do.
And you'll work with John Cooper?
Yes.
So does anybody have any problem with saving money?
No, I just wanted to know how long the refinanced period will be.
I do not believe that it will extend the life of the bonds. It's just to refinance them so that it's a lower rate.
Okay.
So as far as I know, it doesn't extend the life.
So if there's, for instance, a $236,000 savings for the ICC, then, and there's 20 years left, then we'd say 1/20th of that for each year going forward.
Right. Yeah.
More or less.
Yes.
More or less, yeah.
More or less. It's not an even payment. But
I understand that. I remember the rule of
Yes.
whatever it is, 64th.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you for that. Go ahead.
And I just wanted to say, I think Ken is aware that I heard that the MyNet finance director was in Hawaii for 2 weeks. That's why he's not here
Okay, that's why he didn't answer his phone.
But I can get a hold of the mail problem.
Yeah, we're trying to get him to answer.
Yeah, I bet you had to take a road trip to find it too. Okay, with that said, I'm gonna keep us moving forward on to page 51, if that is the next step. I think that's the one where we have to approve coverage for workers' compensation coverage for, is that you, Ms. Karen?
Oh, that's me.
Yep.
Johnson, go ahead.
Mayor and councilors, first of all, let me apologize for the staff memo not being included in the packet. However, this is a very simple resolution. It's essentially the exact same resolution as provided last year. We provide workers' compensation coverage to a certain number of volunteers, and those are listed within the resolution. And a resolution is required by our city, county insurance services in order to provide this coverage. Should you decide to not offer coverage to volunteers, that is also your choice, but we recommend that these coverages be provided this year.
Questions for staff? Here are no questions. This is an action item, please.
Okay, I'll move to approve resolution 1714-1455, a resolution extending Independence workers' compensation coverage to volunteers in the city of Independence for the coverage year 2017 to 2018.
Have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Is there discussion? Everybody's okay? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Any council general announcements? Otherwise, we're going to move into the urban renewal district. Okay. Without objection, I'm going to adjourn the city council meeting. Any objection? Okay. I'll adjourn the council meeting. I now call to order the urban renewal. Yes, sir.
Did you, I'm sorry, I may have missed it, did you ask for council comments? Council announcements?
Yeah, I did.
My bad.
Thank you.
Were we expected to have some?
I didn't anticipate nobody flanked me.
I'm going to kick you to the table.
That's right. Dinner's waiting. I'm hungry. I now call to order the Urban Renewal Agency. I'll let the record show that all members are present. There are minutes in the packet on page 5961 for the June 13th meeting. Are they okay with everybody?
Yes.
I take that as a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have motion second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Anybody wish to make comment to the Urban Renewal Agency? I see no visitor comments walking up to the agency at this point. So I'm going to move to Ms. Butch, who's going to present the Urban Renewal Agency budget on page 63. Ms. Butch.
Thank you. My memo for the city budget pretty much covers the urban renewal. The odd thing about the urban renewal resolution is that it looks like it has the appearance that it's out of balance. It is not. What happens here is we are appropriating for the project, and the project fund is in a deficit fund balance. So that makes this resolution look very odd. But otherwise.
But it is correct.
It is correct.
Additional questions for our staff members here? Again, this is all part of went through the whole budget process. Okay, but since there are no more questions for staff, is there any public comment that anybody wishes to make at this point about the urban renewal budget? See no one stepping to the microphone, I'm going to close the public hearing on the urban renewal budget. This is an action item. It's on page 42.
I move to approve resolution number 2017-01, a resolution adopting the Independence Urban Renewal District budget for fiscal year 2017-18 in the sum of $939,054, to approve appropriations in the amount of $2,660,046, and to declare and certify the maximum tax increment that may be raised.
I have a motion.
Second.
A second. Is there discussion? Anything new here? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Council members, we have a budget for a city and an urban renewal district. We've done what we need to do. Anything else for the urban renewal agency at this point? Okay. If not, someone would care to adjourn us for the evening? Thank you. And remembering that our next meeting will be at 6:30 p.m. So please note that. Just our next meetings will be at 6:30 p.m. and moving forward with them. So I have a motion, a second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening and still light.